Hi, I'm David.
I'm Alex.
Welcome back, parents.
We want to talk about what your 2-year-old should be doing at this point in their development. Things are getting going. Your child is rolling. You got your handfuls now with a full-blown toddler. We want to go over what they should be doing at this stage in their development.
But wait, Alex. Terrible twos exist during this time.
The terrible twos have happened. Some parents say they never experienced it, so they assume terrible threes are coming. Nope. It's called terrible twos for a reason.
I'm a big believer that terrible twos does have a stigma that is hard to chew down as new parents, but let's reverse it. I think I'm going to give you my point of view of terrible twos. My point of view is they have now lived 2 years of life where they have seen the same patterns, where they've seen the same routines, where they have seen the same environment for 2 years. So now, since they've had that familiarity with that environment, now they're starting to branch out for new skills. And I think that's where the term gets labeled of terrible twos.
They're testing the waters. They're trying to see what they can and can't do. And oftentimes the things that they can or want to do, it's not parent approved. But at this point at 2 years, your 2-year-old is in that phase of imitation. They want to copy what they're seeing. They want to imitate what they see daddy doing, mommy doing, older siblings doing, what they see on TV. They're going to go and copy it at this point in 2 years.
Or do it in their way that they think you guys are doing it.
When you're around other 2-year-olds or other toddlers, you're going to notice that your 2-year-old feeds off of that energy. They get excited when they're around other children. If you've ever been to, say, the Mouse's house, Chuck E. Cheese, and they get super excited when the lights turn on, they feed off of that energy. Monkey see, monkey do at this point in development.
And if you don't go to the Mouse's house, you might go to the King's house, baby. Thank you very much. I just played.
Define behaviors for your 2-year-old. They have their preferences, their likes, their dislikes, and that means that they're not going to listen to you all the time. They're going to start to show their own little personality, their own little sassiness. So if you say something, they may be like, nope, I don't want to do that. And you're going to have a little battle. But remember, you're the adult. They're the child. They're only 2 years old. So lay down the law, put the foot down, and stay consistent. They're now becoming more independent, which for a lot of parents, that is a little scary. But it's a point in their development that they need to start showing that independence, letting them do a little bit more on their own. It may cause for you to be late to wherever it is that you want to go. It may cause a mess, but you need to let your 2-year-old explore and do that, because if you continually do everything for them, there's going to come a time in their life that they need to do it on their own. And if they're not able to do it on their own, what are they going to do? Really? They're going to get stuck. They're going to get frustrated, and it's going to cause even more of a problem. So in the confounds of your home, let them try it on their own. At least you can still help and support until they can master what it is that they're doing independently.
That's right.
Typically at 2, we see a little bit more of interaction during play with same-age peers. There's still a ton of side-by-side play, just kind of like, oh, you play with your blocks there, I'm going to play with my cars here. But when you're out on a bigger field, we should start to see more of a game of like chase or throwing a ball back and forth, more social interactions with those type of play settings.
For language and communication, by 2 years old, your child should be able to point to things or pictures when they are named. Also, your child should be able to know the names of familiar people and body parts, at least 5 body parts, following simple commands. Alex, can you give me some simple commands or instructions that by 2 years old they should know?
Put your shoes away, get the ball, clean up your toys, throw this in the trash, give me some food, please.
So those are just simple, commands and instructions.
Everyday commands.
And you can probably every household has, and it varies from house to house, what commands we use on a daily basis. So think of some, and if you're not using any of these examples, try to include them in your everyday routines.
Consistency, consistency, consistency. If you stay consistent and if you're responding to whatever your child is doing that you want them to do, it's going to become a learned behavior. So if you want them to always pick up after themselves, and let's say on the weekends you kind of take a day off from that, they're not going to understand that, oh, hey, I didn't have to do it yesterday. Why are you making me doing it now? Stay consistent.
A prime example of learned behavior is when I go into the homes and work with the children, we really emphasize on cleaning up. If we take a toy out, the toy goes back in the bag. It's the same system every time. What happens is the kiddos learn that through that behavior to apply them to their own skills at home. So you do see them tend to clean up items, or they want to clean up the way they clean up in sessions during our intervention hour. So take those tools. Consistency is the main goal. If you are also talking, having conversations, they are hearing us, they are listening to us, and they might repeat simple words that they overhear. So be careful.
It might not be the best words that you want them to repeat, and oftentimes it's not.
So be cautious. I know sometimes we might drop something and say the wrong word at the time.
You might let an S-bombs or slip.
Or we hit our toe or stub our toe and other words come out. They tend to repeat those words because of how we announced it.
And oftentimes it's funny and it's hilarious, so we encourage that behavior because they say it and then we laugh at it, so that's very encouraging. So they're going to continue saying it. If you're sitting out in church, they're going to let it out. Is it going to be funny then?
No. Or when we're in front of professionals and they say, how many words do they know? And tend to say out the bad words, which is, once again, it's a learning process for parent and child. Just be cautious. Another thing is, for language, pointing to things in a book is major. Now, I have a little idea for this. If we are struggling with that, you can always make your own books at home with familiar objects. If you have access to a printer and access to your phone, and you can use both, you can make your own books at home. You can include relatives, favorite toys of the child, and include things that the child tends to not like, so that we're naming those things and pointing to them.
Like doctor's offices, maybe even haircuts, which right now we actually need haircuts because of Corona V. We're going to make a video about that shortly too.
And things like car seat. If your child has trouble getting in the car seat, that way you can also prompt that when we go to the car, when we go to the doctor's office, we're going to sit in our car seat. I know a lot of times by 2, they're not liking their car seat anymore.
And this will be a great idea, especially when it comes to feeding. A lot of times at this stage at 2 years old, there's certain things that we know our children love to eat. And there's certain things that we know our 2-year-olds hate to eat. So if you make a book specifically on foods that they do and don't like, you can make it into a routine. Oh, you do love eating chicken nuggets, but before we eat chicken nuggets, we got to eat green beans. And after we eat green beans, then you get your chicken nuggets. Turn it into a routine, turn it into a game, and kind of use those languages for them. First, you're going to do this, then you're going to get that.
And then for the last one, using sentences with 2 to 4 words. Alex, can you give us examples of 2 to 4 word sentences a toddler at 2 years of age would be doing?
More please, no thank you, red car, big red ball, things like that. Simple phrases that consistently they hear, they're going to start giving it back to us.
I want more, I want mom. You're going to combine different ins and outs of words that your child already knows. And you can always prompt them for the child. For example, if the child just says more, then you're giving more what? More please, more ball, more food. You are helping the child build up those sentences.
You're shaping them and you're being consistent with it. That's how we're going to encourage our 2-year-olds to start to communicate more effectively and efficiently.
That's right.
Now we want to talk about cognition, problem-solving skills for your 2-year-old. At this time, they're going to find pretty much everything that you try to hide. Even if you put it under multiple covers in multiple areas. They're going to look for it, they're going to find it, and then they're going to use whatever it is that you were trying to hide.
If you put it up high, if you put it down low, if you put it in a cabinet, if you put it in the dishwasher, they're going to look for it. And that's exactly what they're supposed to be doing. By 2 years of age, this is where they put all their skills into one for their cognitive ability. Remember, learning, exploring, that's their job right now. So if your child is doing it, it's a good thing. It's a very good skill. It just challenges you as parents to really implement it. If we're putting something away, obviously we know it's not for them, or they're not supposed to have it at that time. Maybe you should put your phones away.
Your 2-year-old is going to keep you on your toes. You're going to start to notice that they're able to sort things by shape and color, which is a good thing. Make it into a game, have multiple cups out, and giving them things that are similar color and having them place it into those cups, or just into a specific area around the house. You can do like a 4 corners game. Oh, put everything that's blue in that corner. Put everything that's red over there, and turn it into a big game for them. It's fun, it's interactive, it's going to keep them busy. Just watch out what they're going to be putting over there. I mean, because they're going to be finding things that you may not want them to find and to put together in groups. But hey, it's a game, it's interactive. It keeps them active and busy.
Another great thing is, by 2, if they're sorting colors, have them help sort laundry. You know, I really think, colors of laundry would really help, and a good tool for them to learn by 2 to sort laundry. I'm guilty as a male. I would throw all my clothes in at one time.
Actually, there's a funny story when David first started to learn to wash clothes. You were like, what, 8, 10?
5.
No, you were not 5. He was not 5.
Maybe 4.
And our grandma was showing him how to wash clothes. David, take it away.
No, for the next part of movement and physical development. Oh my goodness.
You gotta share the story.
I want to stay on task, bro.
Share the story.
I'm not going to share a story. You want to share your story?
You're not going to share it. I'm going to share it.
Go ahead, share it, man.
Our grandma was teaching 12-year-old David how to wash his clothes. She started off with the whites. So you got all the whites together, put it into the washing machine, put the soap in, Clorox. David learned that routine. So he felt like he was a big boy and he was ready to do it on his own. So he did his colors next. Grabbed up all his colored clothes, dropped it in the washing machine, put the soap, and put the Clorox. Fun times.
The end result was I got tie-dye clothes. Lots of orange and white mixtures of colors.
And we're getting off topic, but hey, this is what our channel's about. We want to share personal experiences on top of just overall what it is that we're trying to share with y'all.
For movement and physical development, you're right there?
Yeah, pitching elbow.
It happens with time. For movement and physical development, karate chop. Your child at this time, by 2 years of age, should be able to climb different types of furniture, up and down. They might stumble, they might fall, which is part of the process. But remember, by 2, we should be going out to a playground and influencing the play in their area of design for a playground. So,
and always reminding them to be cautious, to go slowly. They're always going to want to go at 120 miles an hour. So it's okay to remind them, slow down, be careful, you're going to fall. And when they do fall, they're going to come running to you for those kisses to make it go away.
Be kicking a ball. You don't have to start off by kicking a ball. You can always roll the ball first and then show that back and forth play, and then have them say, use your foot, and you show them what you want, and then go into kicking a ball.
Modeling is huge at this point in development. Monkey see, monkey do. If they see you do something and if you're showing them, they're going to make that attempt. They may not be fully successful in doing it, but it's going to take time and practice. It's kind of like riding a bike. You don't automatically know how to do it. There's a lot of falling. There's a lot of steps that you have to go through before you can master it. 2-year-olds, they're going to need the time to master the skill. But show them and have patience.
At this time, your child will also maybe begin to run fast. So before it was run, now it's run fast.
If you want to see some real speed, they're going to show you some real speed.
That's right. Sometimes if they're locked in the house all day and we happen to go outside or maybe go to a different area, they're going to try to explore everything they can because they have all that built-in, motivation.
Energy.
And ready to rock and roll. So just be prepared. They might be a little faster than, say 18 months, 19 months, or 20 months.
He means it's going to be harder to catch them.
So
you better have some motivation. Have a special snack, have a special drink, and don't let them run off with it. Because if you give them that item, you're giving away the power. And you got to maintain the power because you're the adult.
That's right. And something like throwing a ball overhand would be something at this time we would see. Overhand would basically be in their hand with their fingers going forward.
Now, I have a story to share. Being an early interventionist, you always have to watch out for things, especially at this stage in development, because they will throw things. I was working with a 2-year-old, a little older than 2-year-old, and he was a thrower. I had one of the big blocks out. It was about a 3-inch block. And me, not really paying attention, looked away, and by the time I was able to turn around to re-engage with the child, they were chucking that thing at me. It hit me in the face, and it cut my lip open. I try to hold back my tears, but hey, it's like, when you get hit that hard, you're gonna let a gangster tear come out. And that's what happened. The child knew what he did was wrong, and he was very apologetic by it, but hey, it happens. Just watch out. Overhand throws, accidents, it occurs.
With movement and physical development, your child may also use some colors in copying a straight line or a circle pattern.
We encourage it. You can use crayons, you can use markers. One thing that I like to do is having shaving cream or even yogurt, putting it on the tray for them and letting them explore that motion of doing a circle with the yogurt or the shaving cream. Just be mindful, if you're using shaving cream, they're going to try to put it into their mouth, but you can use other items as well. Or if you're outside and you find some mud or some wet soil, you can use a stick and help them trace out that circular motion or making a line or a cross. Just so that way they're not always using crayons and markers. Think outside the box.
And for the last one, for movement and physical development, walking up and down stairs with the use of a rail or wall. So, before it was upstairs, now it's up and down stairs with lots of movement and able to navigate how to get up and down the stairs without any trouble or support.
Thank you for watching today's video. We know it's a little longer. We shared quite a few stories. We would really appreciate it if you like, subscribed, and just share the video. Stay tuned for future videos.